Hi everyone, am I audible, visible here? Hey! Okay. Hi everyone. You'll have to let me know if I'm audible, visible, what's going on. Hi everyone, good evening. I hope I am audible, visible, and everything's okay. My voice, my video. Just tell me yes or no. Am I audible, visible properly? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's wait for it for 2-3 minutes more and let's see then. Okay. So all right, just 2 minutes. Okay, let's begin with solving some good questions, good grammar questions, and I hope you all are doing well. I hope everything's good with you guys. I came and then I went back, I came, I went back, now I'm here and we'll start solving the questions. We'll be solving grammar questions plus vocab questions, SLAT related, and they will actually help you to, they will actually make you more confident about your exam. They will make you more confident about your practice. SLAT exam जब आप लिखेंगे तो you will remember all the tips that I'm going to give you. ठीक है? चलो, let me share the screen with you. Like it's already shared with you guys, पर और थोड़ा सा better vision बना देते हैं इसका. Okay, so I hope the I hope the screen is visible. I hope the question is visible. So first question here asks, okay, I hope it is visible. Let me just, I'll just make some settings. Yup. Okay, great. So the question number 1 says, identify the grammatical error version of the sentence. So grammatical error is here. The underlined part, you need to see that the error is particularly here. The question says that the manager explained that the new policy would be beneficial for the employees as well as improving productivity. You've got 4 options here. Now out of 4 options, you need to select which one is correct. Please start answering, start giving the answers here so that I know what you think about the paper and how you analyze the questions and the options and everything. Start answering. Which one is the correct answer according to you? A, B, C. This is the underlined part that you need to correct. Here are the options given. Select the best option that you feel is, should be the answer. Come on. Okay. Okay. Hi everybody. Alright, what should be the answer according to you? Come on. Okay. So this is basically a parallelism related question. A parallelism related question. Parallelism basically tells you that a particular sentence has the same structure. For example, if one particular type of verb is used in the starting, that only verb की first form, third form, second form कोई भी लगाई गई है, then the second part of the sentence should have that particular form only. Parallelism says that tense, if tense parallelism है तो past tense से start हुआ है तो past में ही बात होनी चाहिए, ठीक है. प्रेजेंट है तो प्रेजेंट ही रहना चाहिए, ठीक है. अब्रप्टली आप यहाँ से पास्ट शुरू करके यहाँ प्रेजेंट नहीं लगा सकते, राइट. पैरेललिज्म टेक्स टाइम, इसको समझने में समय लगता है, विच इज़ ओके. बट अभी के लिए समझो कि क्या इस क्वेश्चन में क्या प्रॉब्लम है. सो द सेम मैनेजर एक्सप्लेन दैट द न्यू पॉलिसी वुड बी बेनिफिशियल फॉर द एम्प्लॉइज. ओके, बेनिफिशियल होगी, क्या होगी? बेनिफिशियल होगी. किसने एक्सप्लेन किया? मैनेजर ने एक्सप्लेन किया. एज वेल एज इम्प्रूविंग. बेनिफिशियल वर्ब लगा दिया है यहाँ पे, हमारा नॉर्मल वर्ब का फर्स्ट फॉर्म है, एंड दे से इम्प्रूविंग. व्हाट इज इम्प्रूविंग हियर? इम्प्रूविंग इज अ वर्ब आईएनजी फॉर्म. और वर्ब आईएनजी बेसिकली क्या होता है? इट्स बेसिकली अ जेरेंड. A gerund. And what is a gerund? A gerund is basically a noun. It's basically a verb, sorry, it's a verb acting like a noun. A verb acting as a noun. I will give you one more example. Sure, I will. I will drop my skincare routine one day. Okay, so what gerund? Gerund basically is a verb acting as a noun. Now I'll tell you what exactly is a gerund. For example, I'll give you one sentence. I go for a walk every morning. ठीक है? So go is a verb, walk is a verb here. But when I say when I say walking is beneficial for health, right? So walking here becomes a noun. यहाँ पे you go for a walk and you are doing an action, but when you say walking is beneficial, it becomes a noun. It is a verb acting as a noun, and this verb acting as a noun is called a gerund. So here if they've put first form of a verb, then how can we expect this to be the right answer? Improving. So now we need to look for the correct answer here. ठीक है? Okay, so number 1, beneficial for the employees as well as improve productivity. Improve. No ing form, nothing. First form. So A can be our correct answer, right? तो A हमारा correct answer है, so we'll keep it aside. B says beneficial to the employees and also improves productivity. Improves, यहाँ पे तो हमारा verb is in alignment. Verb align कर रहा है. But here there is tense mismatch. Then beneficial to the employees and also improving, same thing that's written here. Again, tense का problem है, tense alignment नहीं है. Beneficial for the employees and also improving productivity. Why are these options? Okay, beneficial to the employees and beneficial for the employees here. So for and to का difference है, but for is like, you know, it's better, but again improving. So same, tense mismatch है and wrong conjunction structure is also used here. So here's the wrong conjunction structure, as well as parallelism will always demand कि conjunctions सही हो, tenses सही हो, verbs are aligned and everything. So yeah, B, C and D can be removed and yes, A is the correct answer. ठीक है. Any last minute exam tip? Okay, yes, there's a tip, and the tip is that follow this session. Okay, apart from this, do not panic, do not try to learn something new. Whatever you've learned till date, whatever you've practiced till date, usko revision karo. Don't hop on new topics, no, don't hop on new things. Do not do that. जितना आता है उसको अच्छे से revision करो. That's it. ठीक है. और लास्ट मिनट टिप, अच्छे से पानी पियो, खाना खाओ, मेडिटेट करो. दैट्स इट. डू नॉट ओवर प्रेशर योर सेल्फ. ओवर प्रेशर करोगे यू माइट फॉरगेट द थिंग्स दैट यू ऑलरेडी नो. सो दैट्स वाई जस्ट स्टे काम. ऑलराइट. ओके. Next question. Choose the correct sequence of prepositions that complete the 3 given sentences. So here are the 3 given sentences and you have to choose the correct answer here, and these are the थोड़ा सा alignment problem हो गया है, but I will give you options. I'll write them here. B is ED and then C is FA and then D is AB. Right. Choose the after. Taken after actually means when you've taken this, basically belongs to a baby. Take a correct option. Amita is responsible for the ruckus. Agreement, but the agreement is not. Okay. So here is question number 4. Question number 4 says Pakistan has approached the United States after India. Okay, D. Question number option number D भी explore कर लेते हैं question number 4 पे आने से पहले. So a large number of marginal workers can be affected by the reform. So here it actually changes the tense and the modality, so we can rule it out. Pakistan has approached the United Nations after India dash to revoke the Indus Water Treaty. So told, call, threatened. So obviously threatened is the correct option. It has a wrong tense. This one actually told it needs an what do we say, an object, right? So object तो है नहीं. So told whom did you told or whatsoever, whom did you tell होना चाहिए, पर told किसको बोला. So talked, again wrong meaning, so we can rule it out. Again, this is question number not 5, 6, 7, 8. This is question number 8. The numbering is wrong. Okay, anyway, choose the option that would fit both the given blanks, this one and this one. You have to choose one option that will fill both of these. So okay, so the jury failed to grasp the full dash of her testimony. Full what? Extent? Okay, might be possible. You have to pay duties on goods that you extend into the country. Extent into the country? No, we import into the country, right? So C will be the correct answer. Extent can be right for the first blank, but for the second it becomes wrong. Meaning, bring, all of them are insensible and wrong. So yup, this one is the correct answer. Import, right? Full import of a testimony and goods that you import into the country. That's right. Okay, question number 6. Question number 6 says, identify the figure of speech in the below given sentence. I am feeling awfully good today. I am feeling awfully good today. So if you are, just one second. Okay. I just wanted to see something is happening in the okay. All right, chalo. I am feeling awfully good. Awfully good. So awfully is basically negative and good is positive. So contrary terms hai yahan pe. We can see two contrary terms, and oxymoron says that two contrary terms will be put together. For example, deafening silence, for example, bittersweet. So A is the correct answer. C. C is synecdoche. Synecdoche actually means this figure of speech means that a particular sentence is talking about it part and it represents the whole, right? Part to whole or whole to part, ठीक है? So vice versa, दोनों तरीके का representation हो सकता है, relationship होता सकता है. For example, England lost or won by 6 wickets, right? तो England lost by 6 wickets. तो ये wickets और जो game है, so it is like part to whole or sorry, whole to part, and part to whole में my room is the best part of my or best place of best you know, or has a best ambience in my entire house. So part to house ho gaya. That's synecdoche. But synecdoche, but this is not the correct figure of speech for it. Anticlimax is basically about this weakening sequence. Weakening sequence as in, for example, I say he lost his family, his job and his wallet. So there is a weakening sequence, that is anticlimax. Euphemism basically is when you try to be very polite. जब आप बहुत politely बात करते हैं, you actually replace a few words, a few sentences by some polite, you know, words. For example, मतलब polite representation, polite replacement होता है euphemism. For example, if somebody dies, right? In general, a sentence would say that somebody died, right? Or somebody is dead. But if it's a euphemism, they will say somebody passed away. अगर किसी की job नहीं लग रही है या उनकी job, they've lost their job and they do not have a job right now, so you would say this person or he is between the jobs, right? For example, for menstrual cycles and everything, for when women are on their periods, we generally say that she is down today, right? Or that time of the month is going on, instead of just saying straight away that she's on her periods. So that's euphemism. ठीक है, चलो moving on. Select the antonym of diffidence. Select the antonym of diffidence. Select the antonym of diffidence. Diffidence basically is lack of confidence. ठीक है, lack of confidence है, तब अपन उसको कहते हैं diffidence. तो उसका उल्टा क्या हुआ? Obviously confidence. So confidence is the correct answer here. meekness, timidity, timorousness, all of them mean shyness or fear. So these basically are the synonyms, right? Synonyms of diffidence, kind of synonyms of diffidence. Okay, next, select the option which best captures the meaning of the compound word given below. Thoroughfare is the word, and now you need to select the you need to capture the meaning of the compound word. It is a compound word basically, thorough and fair here. So thoroughfare basically means a way through which people pass. So yes, it is a main road. Valuable, deal, fight, festivity and exhibition are not the correct answers. Fair actually is also a verb which means travel. तो वहाँ से आता है, right? So these compound nouns, जो भी होते हैं ये compound nouns, verbs या जो भी, they often retain literal meaning. तो thorough, fair. So basically a way where you pass through. So C is the correct answer here. Next question says that identify the correct phrasal verb from the list given below in the given sentence. You need to find a proper right phrasal verb. So the team continued to slack off on their responsibilities, causing the manager to dash on them. So slack off is basically to somebody when to reduce the effort, right? When they work slowly, that's slacked off. I hope the video is fine now. I think it was lagging. I think okay, I hope it's not lagging now. There's no lag now, I feel. Okay, so select the word with the correct spelling. Idiosyncrasy is the only correct spelling here because possession has double S. Weird की spelling तो हम सबको पता ही होती है, WEIRD, that's weird. And then just JIST, which one should, अच्छा okay, कुछ questions miss हो गए, ठीक है कोई बात नहीं, GIST होगा. I'll take you back, ठीक है. This was one question which says the team continued to slack off on their responsibilities. Slack off is when they want to, they actually reduce the effectiveness, or they started working slow. ठीक है, this one was the last question, so C was the correct answer. They go off, right? The manager, causing the manager to go off on them. That means the manager scolded them and reprimanded them. Look up is search, cut into is interrupt, and pick out is select. ठीक है? I think there's something wrong with my green screen as well. Well, just give me 1 second, okay? I'll fix it. I hope it's fine now. And yep. And the last question was this one. Select the option which best captures the meaning of the compound word. Compound words, दो words को मिला के बनाया जाता है, ठीक है. So thoroughfare is basically a passage where we pass through, where people pass through, right? तो जगह एक कोई भी road या something. So that the correct answer here is main road. Fair का मतलब travel होता है, ठीक है. Festivity and exhibition, valuable deal, a fight are the wrong question option. This was one question where we asked for an antonym. Antonym is ulta. Synonyms are similar meaning words, right? There is something in my settings as well. I need to fix it. Something is wrong. Let me just give me 1 second, okay? Okay. I think now it's going to be fine. Okay. Alright, ठीक है. चलो ये questions जो भी miss हुए थे. Now next question is this one. Identify the origin or source of the given word below. Still lag. I think it shouldn't be there now. Okay, identify the origin source of the given word. Check. What is the source of check? What's the origin of check? Do you guys know? Check. Actually, check. Yup, I am waiting for your answer. ठीक है, तो जर्मन पर्शियन तो नहीं है, बट इट इज़ इटालियन. एक्चुअली ओरिजिन जो है इस वर्ड का, ओरिजिनली इट कम्स फ्रॉम द गेम ऑफ चेस. when you actually keep the elements aside, when you kind of win, you say check. Every time you get one chance from the opponent, you say check. So it comes from there, and it is an Italian word. These kind of questions are based on pure luck, right? If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know, right? So that is the thing. Alright, next. Which one of the following statements are grammatically correct? So you'll have to read the questions very carefully. Sometimes they will ask you which one of the statement is grammatically incorrect. Sometimes they will ask which one of the statement is grammatically correct, right? So here you need to find out the statement which is grammatically correct. ठीक है, grammatically correct statement ढूंढना है. So A says looking around the class, only a few hands were raised in response. Looking around the class, only a few hands were raised in response. So यहाँ पे अगर हम देखें कि though there is a dangling modifier यहाँ पे, but still the meaning of this particular sentence is clear, right? That looking around the class, only a few hands were raised in response. ठीक है, so A is correct. B says I was under the impression that the firm was being managed by the engineer from China. I was under the impression. Being under the impression, that means there is particular thing that you think कि इस तरीके से है ये चीज़. That's under the impression. That was something I thought. That the firm was being managed by the engineer from China. अब engineer of China पैसिव वॉइस में है. वैसे तो पैसिव वॉइस में एकदम करेक्टली दिया हुआ है. प्लस जो मॉडिफायर है यहाँ पे फ्रॉम चाइना, द मॉडिफायर, इट एक्चुअली डिस्क्राइब्स क्लियरली, it clearly describes the engineer. So there is no ambiguity at all. So B is also correct. C says being the first born. So A, B. So you need to find out the correct answer. So A and B only is the correct answer, but let's look at B or C also, that why it is the correct. Yes, Arya Singh, English में CLAT में, SLAT में there are some questions, grammar questions, and passage vocab questions as well. So that is why we're practicing these. ठीक है. So C, being the firstborn, she has always had a lot of responsibility on her shoulder. So ये वाली जो चीज़ है ना, that she always had responsibilities and everything, तो responsibility to bear होता है. She always had a lot of responsibility to bear. It's like to is used, but when you want to say or to fulfill, let's say, or to fulfill, ठीक है. बट जब भी हम on की बात करते हैं तो it's basically burden on the shoulders, right? It is never responsibility on the shoulder, so it's like burden. तो correct idiom की अगर हम बात करें तो correct idiom जो होता है, it actually tells us that responsibility of something and then burden on the shoulders, ठीक है. तो idiomatic prepositions जो होती हैं वो एक error, मतलब एक common trap होती हैं basically, so you need to focus on these things as well, ठीक है. Alright, here choose the sentence in which the word fall is incorrectly used. Fall is incorrectly used. So A says the team fell apart as soon as differences started cropping up. Team fell apart idiomatic है, एकदम idiomatic है, ठीक है. As soon as differences started cropping up. So A is correct and you need to choose the one which is incorrect, right? Which has a mistake. The boy stumbled on in the very first, second, third, fourth question I mentioned that what is stumbled up. Stumbled is when you discover something. So a boy stumbled up on the brick and fell down on the road. So fell onto होता है, either fell on होता है. Fell down, obviously अगर fall हो रहा है तो down ही होगा ना, up तो नहीं होगा, fell up तो नहीं होगा. So yes, this is redundant, so B is the correct answer and it is incorrect. B is incorrect. So according to the question asked, B is the correct answer. C says after the disastrous event, Sam had a big fall. Big fall, which means quarrel. Big fall out with his family. Big fall out. So fallout basically is quarrel. It is basically an argument, a verbal fight. That's quarrel. So big fall out. His hair started falling off as soon as he turned 50. Falling off, which means lose hone lage, right? He started losing his hair. So yes, D is also correct. So it is not the correct answer for the question, right? So you have to see. So preposition, कोई भी preposition which will come after a verb, तो fall, jump या फिर climb हो, they are always tested कि किस direction में हो रही है, ठीक है. So you need to see. तो अगर fell down लिखा है तो it's actually wrong, and these kind of preposition movement वाले verbs में prepositions test की जाती हैं, ठीक है. Alright, next question is this one, and this one is a good question. So in this question, a sentence is given to you here, and they have asked that the above italicized, so italicized, actually italic mein ho nahi rakhe, but I will mark them for you. For, most, how, tackle, and. Words will be correctly represented by the following parts of speech, and here are the options given. Now you need to find out the correct answer कि कौन सा word क्या है, which part of speech they belong to. So that is why I keep repeating in my classes that part of speech, reading, learning, understanding part of speech is really important, ठीक है. So this question, in this particular question, we'll read the sentence, the paragraph, and then we'll see which one is the correct answer. So they say the MBA is hardly a prerequisite for success, but it certainly helps. So the MBA here, MBA is a noun. It is a pronoun obviously. Helps is basically a verb here. ठीक है. Help एक noun भी हो सकता है. It can act as a noun also. But अभी यहाँ पे it's a verb. Certainly helps. And it has been getting more important, right? So important basically is an adjective. You guys are not writing the answers, huh? Okay. Important in recent years. Then they say most MBA programs equip their graduates? So most here is a determiner, basically it's a determiner, because वो बता रहे हैं ना that how many, so most MBA, they say most MBA programs equip their graduates to understand how is basically an adverb, that how will you do that, I'll do that like that, to deal with many of the important questions that their organization will need to tackle is a verb again, and then over time and is a conjunction that they will face in their career. So now we need to look at the options. One says noun, ठीक है. Okay, here question number 15. Question number 15 says कि if dash that most people will not buy a new car if they don't think they can pay for it. If dash that. So sorry, not if, I'm so sorry, it's it. Okay, sure. This is the correct question. Please, if you are taking screenshots or you want to take screenshot, you can take the screenshot. ठीक है. So basically A is wrong because it says that 1 is a noun, 2 is a pronoun, it's an adverb, 3 is incorrect here. 3 is an adjective, no it's not an adjective, so B is incorrect. C says adverb का problem था इसमें 7 is an adverb, no it's a verb, so 3 is also incorrect. 2 is pronoun, yes it's a pronoun. 3 is a verb, yes help is a verb. Adjective important is an adjective. 7 is verb, tackle is a verb, so it's correct. 8 conjunction, and is a conjunction, so D is the correct answer. ठीक है. Okay, coming on to this question, if that most people will not buy a new, it dash that most people will not buy a new car. So we have some options. Stands to. So stands to here particularly is logical and obvious because it's an idiom that stand to reason that this particular thing gives us reason. Or idioms में even if one word is altered, then it makes the entire thing wrong. So idioms cannot be altered. अगर एक पर्टिकुलर शब्द भी अगर आपने रॉन्ग कर दिया तो आंसर आपका गलत हो जाएगा. सो बी इज द करेक्ट आंसर हियर. स्टैंड्स फॉर, एट, इन, बाय, दीज आर ऑल इनकरेक्ट. ठीक है. ओनली स्टैंड टू रीजन. सो इट स्टैंड्स टू रीजन दैट मोस्ट पीपल विल नॉट बाय अ न्यू कार इफ दे डू नॉट थिंक दे कैन बाय इट. ठीक है. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज करेक्ट. ओके. Here is question number 16, and 16 has given us some statements, and we need to see stand by. Why not stand by? Okay, stand by when you actually keep something on standby. For example, if there is a competition going on and there are three members, three participants, out of which you feel that 2 are doing really good and 2 are doing okay, but out of those 2 people you'll have to select one, but you will separately make those 2 people who are doing okay, you will make them compete with each other, and out of that you will select one. So till that time, the final thing, you will keep those 2 people on standby. Keeping on standby means you keep them aside for some time and then analyze some other options. For example, I keep saying that this seems to be a correct answer, but let's just keep it on standby and let's explore all the 3 options if they are correct or not. So standby, that is not it's the correct option. So यहाँ पे you are going to give the reason for something, right? So that is why standby is not correct. Okay. A sentence is divided into 5 parts. Identify the part that has a grammatical error. ठीक है. Okay, Arya. Okay, Arya, good. Okay, so there are 5 parts and you need to find out the grammatical error here. Tiger Woods tumble down. ठीक है, Tiger Woods tumble down as in falling, right? Fall हो रहा है. Tiger Woods falling, the world ranking continued this week, okay, continued this week. The world ranking continued this week. So Tiger Woods जो है उसकी जो rank है in the world, it's falling. तो tumble down का मतलब होता है falling. The world rankings continued this week. ठीक है, this is correct. Then they say as he slipped to 8th, मतलब 8th rank हो गई उसकी. He tumbled down and 8th rank हो गई behind England's Paul Casey, who moved up by 1. Behind England's Paul Casey is absolutely right, who moved up by 1. So Paul Casey, who moved up by 1, so up 1. So he has a first rank now. But Tiger Woods has the 8th place here, but they have written slip. So it should be he slipped. He slipped. Or why? Because they say continued. है ना? Continued. Past tense है यहाँ पे. There is past tense here. So that is why continued. ठीक है? Tiger Woods, you might be confused. और अगर question आ रहा है कि मैम ये woods किस तरीके से s के बाद apostrophe लगा है, तो अगर let's say किसी का surname या किसी के spelling में s ही है, ठीक है? So that this is how you write Tiger Woods, because Woods is his surname, but you want to write S also, apostrophe, तो आप सिर्फ apostrophe लिखते हो. For example, my boss's or James's, this thing, guitar. So James's के नाम में S ही है, so you will just simply write apostrophe after the S. ठीक है? So here the correct answer is, I'm so sorry, the correct answer is which one? C. ठीक है? Now next. Here is the next question. नहीं, world's ranking is not wrong. Tumble down the world ranking is absolutely right, because there's just one word, na? So you don't need that apostrophe, extra apostrophe for that, right? So the Tiger Woods tumble down the world rankings. Rankings लिखा है आपने. World's ranking मतलब दुनिया में अगर आप world's ranking लिख दोगे, world's ranking लिख दोगे मतलब you're specifically mentioning about world specifically mention कर रहे हो कि world की ranking, but अपन तो किसी game की बात करने हैं ना यहाँ पे, right? That is why worlds नहीं होगा. ठीक है? World's ranking, बस world ranking is simple. Tumble down the world ranking, that's absolutely fine. Okay, next question. Got it? Manu Raj Gaur. Understood? Okay, next question. In the following questions, a sentence is fragmented into 4 parts and labeled like this. One fragment may carry a grammatical usage error. Choose the incorrect part. You need to find the incorrect option here. ठीक है? The thickly wooded states of Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand in the central India are homes of millions of indigenous tribal people. क्या इसका correct answer होना चाहिए? This one's really easy. C? C. Why is C incorrect? You tell me, why is C incorrect? Why is C incorrect? Okay, I will tell you. Because of this, are homes of millions. No, it is always home or homes to someone or something, right? Preposition wrong hai. Preposition wrong hai, right? That is why C. So, home to millions of indigenous tribals. ठीक है. Okay, next question, and this is the last question, so let me just okay, in the following question identify the incorrect sentence or sentences. Either they can be one sentence or two sentences or three sentences maybe. You need to find out the correct option. ठीक है, so I'll give you options. A only, this is option number 1. Then there can be A, B and C, and there can be B and D, and there can be D only. ठीक है, D only, and there can be A, C and D. These are the options. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Here. Very good, Arya. House is 2. Yes. At the beginning of those 2 weeks, I evangelized courageous to my roommate. समझो इसको. Evangelized का मतलब basically होता है to basically convert to Christianity. Right? That's evangelized. अब इन्होंने लिखा at the beginning of those 2 weeks, I evangelized courageous. एडवर्ब की गलती है यहाँ पे, एडजेक्टिव एडवर्ब की गलती है, तो इसको क्या करना है अपने को, करेजियसली करना है. करेजियसली एडजेक्टिव को एडवर्ब में चेंज करना है. तो ए इज रॉन्ग. नाउ यू सी ए का ऑप्शन यहाँ है और यहाँ है, तो 1 ऑप्शन नंबर 3 और 4 तो रिजेक्ट हो गए. ठीक है, so 3 and 4 are rejected right now. ठीक है, and then comes option number B. Isn't this fantastic? I would say, but I saw he does not have the same interest. Now B में you might feel that it is awkward, that isn't this fantastic, I would say, but grammatically acceptable है ये वाला sentence. ठीक है, तो B can be kept aside, that it's not wrong or something. So C says, slowly I retreated to my room. I became ashamed of my consumption. I became ashamed of my consumption. Of consuming होगा पहली बात तो, I became ashamed of my consuming or of consuming. Of consuming होगा एक तो, but consuming doesn't fit also. It should be slowly I retreated to my room, I became ashamed of my behavior, right? तो यहाँ पे एक तो क्या नाम है, वर्ड ही रॉन्ग है, रॉन्ग नाउन यूसेज भी है यहाँ पे, और वर्ड भी रॉन्ग है, तो इसको अपन इनकरेक्ट कर सकते हैं. सो यहाँ पे ए ऑप्शन है, इसमें ऑप्शन है और इसमें ऑप्शन है, तो इसको अपन काट सकते हैं. सो या तो ये करेक्ट होगा या फिर ये करेक्ट होगा, बट बी भी करेक्ट है तो ये भी रूल आउट हो गया. सो यस, सी इज द fifth is the correct answer, where A, C and D are the incorrect options here. But we'll see D also, and the only way to compare the shame is to an addict and his addiction. So here there is a wrong comparison structure, right? The only way to compare the shame is to an addict and his addiction. It is like wrong comparison. How could you compare? There is nothing mentioned here also, but wrong comparison structure. ऐसे compare थोड़ा ना करता है. So D can be ruled out too. ठीक है? So these were the options. Now, any questions, any doubts do you guys have? Nabe, NBA young boy. Okay, so, well, don't be, what do I say? See, if it's, if it's weak, even if it's weak, you might get lucky. Weak है तो quants के बिना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो सकता है. But you might get lucky and you might get easy questions and you might solve them, right? So maybe you can get and crack the exam, which is again something जो कि clearly नहीं बोल सकते. If QALR कोई भी subject, any subject is weak, right? So it becomes a problem. But still don't lose hope. Just give your best in the exam. Okay, wait. So I will roll the screen. You guys can take the screenshots, ठीक है? Or if you want, you can see the answers, ठीक है? I will slowly do that. Once the live is over, then you can go back and see once, ठीक है? Because recorded session तो आ ही जाएगा ना, that's why. All right. A is the correct answer here. Rest are crossed. All right, I'll see you in the next session. Till then, have fun. Bye bye. All the best for your exam, okay?